What's going on, y'all? Dear man, Rashawn checking in. You already know who it is, but that's what's up. You know what I mean? Welcome to another episode of On My Block. I am your host. You see the name, you know the legend. You dig? I'll let your man. So, last time we talked about teachers versus ICE. Lord, we could have went on for another 2 days about that. But let's get on with the next topic, shall we? Where all my MAGA folk at? Where all my Trump supporters at? Oh, God. Yeah. Y'all see the title. So let's get into it. How can Donald Trump go down as the greatest president ever? Simple. Not by not being racist. Not by not deporting people. But because of this one bill he silently got passed. It's called the Genius Act. And it's rather genius. Coming from him. But anyway. The Genius Act is a crypto act. Cryptocurrency. This happened the whole time they had the bomb in Iraq stuff going on. You know, for 12 days. They got it in for 12 whole days, Lord. They just, oh my God, World War III. I'm not gonna lie. If Donald Trump, and shouts out to all the Republicans, you know what I mean? Man, I gotta hand it to y'all. And everybody else got to give it up to y'all. Y'all stick to y'all guns. Good or bad. Y'all, Republicans now is what black folk used to be in the early 1900s. The 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You dig what I'm saying? They stuck together. You can't find 5 black folk now that's going to stick together. And that's why we are the way we are today. We don't know how to stick together. I'm not lying. Somewhere in between 1985 and 1996, we started forgetting that we supposed to be coming together. I know why it happened, and I know how it happened. That's going to be for another episode. That has to do with hip hop. We're going to get into that maybe Friday. But today, we're going to talk about the greatness inside the idiocy of Donald Trump. The 34-count convicted felon. A man who couldn't get a job being a leaf blower if his last name wasn't Trump. Think about it. He couldn't even get a job being a leaf blower. 34 felonies. He bought the Junior Miss America pageant to fondle young girls. Could you imagine your 14-year-old daughter coming home saying, Dad, Mom, I don't like Mr. Trump. Why? Because he put 3 fingers in me. He what? You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. I mean, we've all heard the tapes. We've all heard them. Okay, you know, they can't do anything to me. Blah, 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 blah. I grab them by the pussy. Like, damn, you just go in, huh? Like, damn, I usually just rub it. But, yeah, you know, that's, some of us got different methods, I guess. And I kind of like ask, can I please go down there? No, he just going there. Hey, I own this. Come here. Bring your little naked ass here. Let me grab it. Yeah. Like, damn, bro, calm down. It's a vagina, not a starter belt to a lawnmower. Sheesh. Yeah, talk about rough. See why Stormy Daniels charged you $170,000. You got to spend $100,000 to put it all back together. You done tore it all up, and not in a good way. You know, when we say we tore it up, we mean we tore it up. You literally mean you tore it up. Like it's broke. But anyway, I'm sorry. Enough of that. We finna get real. But no, the Genius Act, that Iran bombing was a smokescreen, guys. I mean, it's things that I wish I could have been telling y'all a year and a half, 2 years ago on how this is going on, you know. But the thing is, the people with the megaphones, they're the ones who you listen to the most. You don't listen to the little guy like us. You just think that we just talking just to be talking or clickbaiting something. I could give a damn about clickbait. Okay? I don't care. What I do care about is people that can't come and go as they choose and as they please. I can. I can leave America whenever I choose. And don't have to come back and live good. But about 60, 70% of the people in this country of all colors, they can't even leave the state they in, let alone the country. And the Genius Bill, the Genius Act bill, is not going to hurt you. It's going to decimate you if you're not rich. This ain't, and remember now, I said if you're not rich. I didn't say white and rich. Because see, right now, you got to be white and rich to get money. No, not anymore. And this is why I said it's almost genius. But in a bad way. For the regular people. The people that goes to work at Hitachi, Advanced Auto Parts, the truckers. Well, y'all about to be out of here anyway, because they taking over with them autonomous trucks and stuff. So y'all about to be out of a job anyway. But you know what I'm saying, the people that work at the Krogers, the Piggly Wigglies, the White Castles, the McDonald's and things of that nature. Regular folk, y'all just living just enough for the city I'm living. y'all just living to get by. You dig? But folk, I'm telling you, the Genius Act bill is cryptocurrency. Remember when Trump came out with his little Trump Bitcoin? People were shocked because he was against it, remember his first term, he was talking cold cash trash about it. Even up to 2 years ago, even when Biden was in office. Biden was hell bent against cryptocurrency becoming the #1 mainstay. Because you got to remember, cryptocurrency is literally like how Spotify is to music. You understand what I'm saying? We all know, especially me as an artist, I know how much I'm not getting paid in the streaming services as opposed to how we was getting paid selling CDs. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, I used to tell people the first album that I dropped, you understand, sold 77,000 copies as an independent. Okay? Think about this. At $7 a pop. Now you do 77,000 times 7. Eating, bruh. Now just imagine the record labels when they artists is doing 250,000 units a week, going platinum, 1.5 million sold, Lauryn Hill 5 million sold, Will Smith 10 million sold, Taylor Swift 26 million sold. Times 7 or times 8 or 9 times 10 in most cases. I remember Spice One, his second album, when he finally got his deal, they were selling his album at $13 a copy. That album went gold. So you think about 800,000 times 13. bro, that's eating. But in the digital age, that ain't nothing. Snoop Dogg told you a while ago, he collected a check from Spotify for $45,000. And Snoop Dogg is global. Snoop Dogg got 100 million Spotify listeners. like, damn, bro. You know what I mean? So in a year's time, he got $45,000. Where, like I said in my last episode, the teacher's average salary is $40,000. So an ICE agent bonus was as much as Snoop Dogg made off of Spotify. Damn. Damn. So, but like I said, this Genius Act bill, man, it's about cryptocurrency. It basically puts anyone with money in the forefront. And I did see a part of it where it says, and you can go look it up. It's online. Just look up the Genius Act bill, where it clearly states that anyone over $10 billion is federally regulated to where they can't spend no more than that at a time. They didn't say you can't spend no more than that. They say you can't spend no more than that at a time. Now, they don't know, the federal regulators has to figure out how the cryptocurrency will be, you know, what's the cost of it, you know, just like the dollar bill. You dig what I'm saying? You have to have assets in order to have this. It's called stable coins. It's a form of crypto. This government is almost like the dollar bill for the U.S. government. And I had a clip from Trump after he came to, right after he did his crypto. Because like I said, remember in 2019, if you go back, he was hell bent on not having cryptocurrency be a mainstay. But then once the people started getting in his ear on where the world was moving to, he was like, you know what? Let me get in on this. And that's why, if you remember during a lot of his rallies, that's why the evangelicals started like, oh, what are we doing here? You know, last year you was hell bent against this, but now you with it. Where are we following? What are we doing? Once he realized how much money he could be getting from this, and everybody know Trump about money. He don't give a damn about you. And he has said it time and time again during all his rallies. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. Just vote for me this one time, and you'll never have to vote again. He meant that. He meant that. And this is one of the ways on how he can make that happen. This is one of the ways on how he could get that Nobel Peace Prize. He is going to stabilize cryptocurrency worldwide, and he is going to do whatever he can to make sure that America is the leader of the cryptocurrency. You dig what I'm saying? And Japan could have easily jumped on this. Hell, Russia could have even jumped on this. But they're literally waiting on America for whatever reason. Because right now is the time, if anyone wanted to jump in front of America, now's the time to do it, where the country's in a state of disarray. You dig what I'm saying? Anybody with a red hat on, or literally anybody with an American flag, they looking at sideways, because Trump has got it to where the American flag means what the rebel flag used to mean. And that's why I go back to my opening thing, where he could be the greatest president ever if he stopped being so hateful to people. A lot of the things this man wants to do, it's awesome. It's just you doing it for the wrong reason. It's like every bad guy in DC Comics. You have everything lined up for you to go down in history as literally the greatest. But your whole life, Trump, You have been an a-hole. You have been a racist. You have been a moniker of idiocy. You had all the people that's rich telling other people that you're an idiot. This is not my words. These are all the rich people that have been against this dude their whole life, that he been trying. They've been saying he's trying to get into our country club, but he couldn't. The owner of the NFL would never give him a football team because they know the type of dude he is. He is such a crook, and he is proud of it. But to be who you are, dude, you could be the greatest if you wasn't you. And that's the sad part about it. Republicans, MAGA, QAnon, all of y'all. Like I said, I'm bigging your man up. But at the same time, even y'all got to look at it and go, yeah, he be wilding, bro. But hey, I'm going to ride with him because I don't like y'all neither. And that's the crazy part, because it's like, I've never understood racism. It's stupid. It's literally the stupidest thing in the world. Everybody knows man originated in Africa. Everybody knows that you had melanated skin. Everybody knows Asian people are disciples of Africans called Moors. So when you see a Korean, when you see a Japanese, when you see a Chinese, Mongolian, they're from Africa. I don't understand the racism in this world. Like, it's almost like monkey see, monkey do. Of stupidity. Because there's no reason to be hateful to someone with a different color skin than you. So what's the difference? And then this is to all my white brothers and sisters. What's the difference between you hating me, but not hating a Cuban? Or not hating a Japanese? Or not hating an Indian? Or not hating an Afghani? Or not hating... Hell, most people from Canada has melanated skin. Half the people in Canada are melanated. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Most people from Ireland, they are descendants of people from Africa. Now, they don't have the melanin skin, but they're in their DNA. It's clear. If you got that, what's that, 23andMe or whatever, if you got this DNA stuff, if you're from Ireland, hell, a lot of Italian, Germany, you got my DNA in you. So I don't get it. I don't get the racism part. I don't get the racism part. That's what gets me with. Florida wouldn't even be a part of America if it wasn't for Cubans hating black people. People don't even know that. Florida wasn't even a part of America until after the slavery days. After the Revolutionary War, when black people used to flee towards Florida. Well, Cuba owned Florida. They sold Florida to the South to keep black people enslaved. That's how Florida became a state in America. But then after the war was over, when the South lost and everybody became one, that's how Florida got in. Florida was literally built on racism. Like it was inherited from racism. So when you see people down there being so hatred towards other people, it's okay. Hell, you were born from it. You were born from it. I mean, I would think that racism, the further north you go, the less of it you will see. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it happened. You know, You know, when black folk got freed, they started moving north and moving out west towards, towards the Michigans and the North Dakotas and stuff like that. But, Washington and Oregon was especially Oregon. Oregon was one of the main states after the fact that was, to this day, they're openly racist. They tell you. There was still laws. There's still laws to this day that they've never changed that had to do with way back when in those days. Like, do you know it's still illegal in South Carolina to sleep with black socks on? I'm dead serious. Your husband or your wife could literally have you arrested if you go to sleep with black socks on in South Carolina. That's crazy. But yeah, Trump, I like I said, man, I have to give it to you, man. He swayed over 85 million people, man, to ride with him. And never before since literally since the civil rights movement, that anything like this has ever happened, to where people openly showed you the middle finger and threatened you. Like, you see all these cases, like the one that just happened the other day in North Carolina, where I think it was like 3 or 4 truckers was driving these those mulch trucks, these log trucks. You see the other trucks that have the sawdust in them, the mulch in them, where they go to the sawmills and then they get bagged up, and then they go on the thing where it lifts them up and it dumps from the back. It was three brothers that was driving, and bruh, them white dude was out there, hey, get back in your damn truck. We don't want your ass out here. Get in your damn truck and get the hell out of here. They was getting it in. They was like that. No, I'm not playing. I'm not cracking jokes. That's how they was talking. Like, I gotta save, I think I added it to my story, but I'll probably post it on my Dead Man Rashawn 190 TikTok page. But I'll shoot it to y'all. Oh man, it's bananas. It got to the point to where two of the workers that work at the plant overturned one of the dude's semis with their tractors. This is not their trucks. This is a company. It's not like they own operators. This is a company. They just so happen to be black and, driving up to y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Man, these white dudes out there with their little safety vests on, hey, get your black ass back in that damn truck and get the hell out of here. You're like, what the hell? Bro, I'm looking at the phone like, what the hell? And they wasn't like the brothers came out there and was wild. No, they were just sitting, just waiting to get unloaded. Man, I seen another one where black dude was walking, and this driver was coming down the road, and because and they had seen a car go inside like a sinkhole, right? But the car ended up getting out where the dude was trying to stop. He was like, hey, stop. He was like, he gave him the middle finger. He was like, yours is a sinkhole, stop. And you heard the dude say something, and next thing you know, that truck went boom, all in there. And then this other white dude was walking up after the other clip. I guess they put the clip in. And he was like, man, I was trying to tell him to stop. He was like, oh, man, I heard you, man. But they don't want to damn listen. They don't want to listen. They see you and they just don't give a damn. Police that came out there and everything. And then dude didn't even apologize to him. He was just sitting in the truck. Fuck you. And the police was up there like, yo, you need to chill. But like I said, man, that's what's going on now. This is why he can't be that dude. Because stems from him. He loves that. He's not going to get touched from any of this. He's rich. And now he's gotten even richer. Think about this. Trump has been in office since January. It's what? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. In 7 months, he's $2 billion richer. In 7 months, they have spent more money than the Biden administration has spent in the past 4 years combined. Kristi Noem is already out of money from where the Senate allotted her 2 years' salary for what she's doing with ICE and all that. So you know she run that. She's already out of money. It's never been about money. That's why I said about the teachers on my last episode. It's never been about money. They just know the PowerPoints to push to y'all, because they have a Trump card, no pun intended, in their back pocket, and it's going to always be race. It's going to always be that. This country was founded upon race. You understand what I'm saying? Oppressing race. Oppressing this race. You understand what I'm saying? And as long as they can bring up anything they got to do about race, they got y'all. Because they know the majority of white folk in America, they going to ride with what you saying. And they know damn near all the people of color is going to be on the other side. And they're going to be like, see, man, every time y'all get in office, y'all start this racism shit. But here's the reason why they're able to do that. Because when Democrats get in office, we get comfortable. Black people start looking each other funny. Biden was telling you this. Kamala was telling you this. Hell, think about it. Democrats couldn't even get their shit together. Why they even had the majority? AOC, Ilmar, up there in Minnesota, Amy Klobuchar, all of them was against each other. Everybody was against each other. There was no cohesiveness. Then when Biden came out, oh man, he need to get out of here. He too old. He need to get out of here. Trump like 2 years younger than this dude. Now y'all crying about Trump being too old. Trump was too old before he ran. He was too old in 2015. The only reason why Biden ran because he knew Trump was going to win. And there was nobody in the Democratic side that was going to be able to stand up to that man. Nobody. The only person that could have stood up to Donald Trump was Obama, and he was out of the office because he ran twice and won with landslides. Okay? More white people voted for Obama than black people. More black people voted for Biden damn near white people. That's the crazy part about it. Another episode for that one. We'll talk about race and how wild we are against our own people than everybody else. But I gotta say, shouts out to the Republican Party. Shouts out to everybody that's Republican. Shouts out to all y'all MAGA folk. Shouts out. People can get mad at me all you want. I ain't down with y'all. I can't. Hell no. Would stump a mud hole in hell one of y'all and walk it dry right now. You stepped in my face with that stupidity. But I'm going to give you y'all respect, and I'm going to give you y'all just desserts because y'all stick together regardless of the foolishness that y'all put forth. And that's how you win. If you don't stick together, you're going to lose to anybody. Remember that old saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything? But that's the whole get up with this. At least they stand for something. Now, they stand for hatred and racism and the white race superiority, which is idiotic in every sense of the fashion. But at the end of the day, at least y'all riding with what y'all believing in. And for that, I got to give it to y'all. But yeah, crypto, man. So if y'all ain't with that crypto, you better jump your behind on it because it's happening. The people that control everything is controlling this. The JP Morgans, Chase, It's going to be easier for Apple and PayPal to jump into this because they got all the assets they need. Amazon, all the big willies, all the big willies. All the big willies going to be jumping in on this. Crypto. Stable coins. That's what the American cryptocurrency is going to be called. Stable coins. And it's got to be backed by real money. All right? So, if you're part of Ethereum, Bitcoin, y'all in good shape. If you ain't a part of these people, jump on them. God is my witness. Go on, get you. I'm keeping it a buck. And like I said, if you know anyone in the Trump administration, tell them to back off with this alligator Alcatraz nonsense. Tell them to back off for real. Tell them to leave these immigrants alone, because what they're doing with the crypto, regular people can't afford it anyway. Y'all gonna run things regardless. 99% of Republicans are rich. 99% of all Republicans are white. Rich white people running it over everybody else. I keep telling y'all, it's only about race until they get what they want. The only color they know is gold. It ain't even about green. It's only about race to make sure that they can do what they need to do, because they know as long as they can come out here and talk about they're eating your dogs and take black jobs and building a wall, they know it's going to give them just enough time to slither in and do what they need to do. That's all what they've been doing this whole time. They are 61% done with Project 2025 in 7 months. It didn't take them 4 years. It took Biden 4 years just to get everybody on a page enough to say, hey, we need to all come together and start building up from the middle class out. Passed all these laws and all these bills to get the poverty level up. Like, this is the richest country on the planet, right? How come 46% of the people that live in the richest country on the planet is below the poverty line? That means you making less than what the regular people is crying about. They just barely scraping by. There are people in this country that's still making $7 an hour. Think about it, man. They stopped paying people what they supposed to be getting paid in 1986, 1987. When Reagan was in office, they started figuring out that as the minimum wage grew, families was living better. And the government had less and less input on what say so they had over you. It was almost like, instead of being a security guard and just making sure nobody bothered you, they was the actual harasser. Like, hey, yo, listen, let me get that. See, back in the days, dad could go work, mom could take care of the house, and you had a house. Not an apartment, not a trailer, a house. You could go on vacation, and all your bills were still paid, and you still had money. Now, people shack up with each other just to get by. How is it the fact that you have a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house and you got 2-3 different families living in that same house, and everybody's still barely getting by? But yet this the richest country on the planet, huh? Yeah, for the richest people. You got to remember, only 1% of America's population is in that echelon. That's what they rate the world's global money on. Could you imagine if they paid everybody in America their fair share? Could you imagine if, I mean, right now, remember when Biden was in office and they were saying that minimum wage, they was trying to push to get minimum wage to $18 an hour? That's actually still too low. The actual minimum wage right now in 2025, right now, if the metrics serve me right, minimum wage right now should be $20 an hour. Because they stopped paying it. They stopped increasing it after, I think, like I said, 1985 or 86. Once they started figuring out how people was eating. They stopped it. And ever since then, it's been just a seismic shift and rift. But they have been plotting and putting so many different smoke screens in the way. And that's the thing. And like I said, that's the one thing about Republicans that I got to give it up for. Once they're in office, whatever they want passed gets passed. They don't give a damn about your mouth and your blowback. Think about it. All this F Trump, this from white folk, black folk, Puerto Rican, Chinese. Look around. Everywhere you go on Instagram, TikTok, you got more white folk talking trash about Trump than you do black folk. They don't give a rat's ass. They don't. Because you know why? What they want to get done is getting done. They don't care. That's the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. A Democrat want to ask for your permission. They want to say, listen, guys, we want to raise minimum wage. But if we raise minimum wage, this is for everybody. Not just for white folk, not just for black folk, not just for poor people, for people of all races, shapes, sizes, and colors. Republicans like, fuck that. Nope, if you ain't part of the country club, you ain't getting it. Democrats like, come on, bro, that's crazy. Ain't nobody gonna vote for that. Watch this. They're eating your dogs, they're eating your cows, they're poisoning your kids, they're trying to rape your daughters. Don't let them go there. Don't let them do it. Next thing you know, boom, seismic shift. And if that don't work, they got that Trump card. They're taking away your guns. Libs are trying to take away your guns. Where? Where is this happening? Because we don't ever see it. But you fall for it every time. Hook, line, and sinker. They trying to take away your guns. Or it's black people. Blacks are the enemy. God, it's a never-ending saga, man, of stupidity and ignorance in America. You fall for it every time. And I don't understand it. It's Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. You fall for it every single time. And you know it's a fad. You know it's a facade. You know it's a hoax. And you still fall for it. And I'm like, it makes sane people want to just say, you know what? I need a line of Coke, 3 shots of bourbon, and an AK, and I'm just going to empty the clip. I'm just going to walk outside and just pull the trigger and just start walking. That's what it make you... Follow your boy on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, the whole nine. You see the name, Dead Man Rashawn. Yeah, I mean, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, folks, is what we doing, man. We talking about topics. Get in, like, subscribe, comment, drop whatever the hell you want on here. I do not care. I'm going to show you love regardless of what you post. You dig what I'm saying? Regardless of what you comment. You understand what I'm saying? Holla at your man, Dead Man Rashawn. You already know how we do here. Trump, you could go down in history, brother, as the greatest if you just stop being so hateful. Leave people alone and go get that money, bro. That's all you got to do. The people with money going to continue to get money. And the people that ain't got money ain't going to never get it because they're going to be too far behind to do so. You do not have to be racist. You do not have to be so evil and hateful, bro. 196 million white people in this country. I got the numbers. 196.2 million white people. 62.1 million Hispanic or Latin people. 41 million black people. 20 million Asian people. 34 million biracial people. 28 million European, Italian, Pakistani, and other races. 3.7 million native Indian. 0.7 million native Hawaiian or Pacific Islanders. You do not need to be that hateful and racist, bro. The people that you're being that hateful to, they can't even scratch you, bro. It's not enough for them to do so. I just showed you. I just told you. It's not enough for them to do it. But you still out here wilding. And all you doing is making it hard for the common folk that do ride with you, that just think that at the end of the day, they gonna get something more out of this deal. They actually truly believe that they're gonna have a white America. And that's never gonna happen. Because half of white America can't stand you, bro. And they might well be just as black as me. Shouts out to all of them. Because at the end of the day, man, all you had to do is just not be racist. And you would literally go down in history as Donald Trump, the greatest president that ever lived. Steadman Rashawn, and you are on my block. Peace.